Welcome to Yours in Health and Human Services. YHHS is a program brought to you on behalf of the Rockingham County Division of Health and Human Services and is designed to provide the most current programs, services, and events for the citizens of Rockingham County.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another segment of Rockingham County Health and Human Services wellness segment. Today, we're going to be talking with Rebecca Oakes, who serves as the Rockingham County Health Care Liaison, and we're going to just answer some questions that maybe we may think that people have about this new Executive Order 181 and how it affects the community, families, and things like that, especially during this holiday season. We also want to talk about, because we're in the midst of a holiday season, possibly one of the busiest holidays of the year, we're going to talk about different practices individuals can do to stay healthy for themselves, their family, their friends, and their community as a whole. So we're going to start with Rebecca Oakes, again, the Health Care Leading Coordinator, and she's going to provide some information about, the data and the things that we're seeing here in our community.
Yeah, thank you, Katrina, and we're happy to be here. So again, we've talked previously about the county infographic that we post every day, Monday through Friday, before 9 a.m. So I'll just give sort of like a short breakdown of like what we're seeing right now in Rockingham County. So total positive confirmed cases that we have currently here in Rockingham County are 3,566. We've seen a steady incline in cases, especially recently, after Thanksgiving, holiday season, and again, how Katrina was talking about how, again, we've hit this busy season, shopping, gathering with family and things like that. So we'll talk later again, how to stay safe again during the holiday season, how to navigate that. You may have heard the governor and some of the other individuals from the state talking about percent positive cases. Here in Rockingham County, we're seeing, as of today, a 10.4% positive case rate, and this is, compared to the overall tests that we have here in Rockingham County, and what percentage of those is positive. Again, we want to see that decline to below 5%, so we're, well over that range right now, but, again, we'll talk again about like safety tips to sort of like help us get to the goals where we want to be right now.
So, Rebecca, why is this infographic even important for customers and citizens to see every day?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. This is something that gives you like a snapshot of specifically what is going on here in Rockingham County. We try and provide, the most accurate, up-to-date information for all of our county citizens. And again, it gives you the most up-to-date, accurate information that we have specifically here for Rockingham County. So you get a real snapshot of how COVID is affecting the overall population here in Rockingham County.
Do you think people are understanding how serious the challenge is with COVID-19?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to think that, people understand the seriousness of it. We've all hit, kind of a wall here with COVID fatigue. I mean, this has been going on since earlier in the year, but, again, just, we have to remain vigilant with some of the safety precautions that have been put in place. Again, COVID fatigue is real. We're all experiencing it, but, now's the time where we have to sort of like put our heels in, dig deep to help us get through the holiday season.
The way you all use colors and illustrations to help to explain the story, all of that's intentional?
Yes, absolutely. Again, it's more of a sort of draw the eye into, but also just sort of like help break up the information a little bit. Because if it's a little bit monotonous in color, it could be like a little overwhelming, or you don't really know what you're looking at. So again, just sort of like splitting up the visual aspects of it helps it be a little bit easier to read, not only for our county citizens, but for us who are updating it every day. It can again become monotonous, so that the colors and things like that help us to navigate what information it is that we're displaying.
Now, we all saw many of the updates that were televised, and we've read about them in the newspapers and heard about it on radio. Katrina, can you give us some more information about this executive order number 181 from Governor Cooper? And why was this order even necessary right now?
Yeah, on December the 8th, Governor Cooper did a presentation, provided a presentation on the update of COVID-19 in North Carolina. The cases have spiked tremendously. We've seen a major uptick on a daily basis. This is not only positive cases, but it also includes hospitalizations, intensive cares, and unfortunately death. So there's something that we have to do as a state to try to lessen that curve and decrease those number of new cases and sickness and fatalities, unfortunately. And now this is what we're seeing, not only because of Thanksgiving or the holiday. Not only, I'm quite sure that these are contributions to what we're facing right now, but as it gets colder and the weather changes, people are congregating together inside, so there's a lot of that's a less social distancing as we normally see or could do. And then with holidays and individuals coming together, we've been away and apart for so long. And as Rebecca mentioned, it's just social or COVID, not really social, but COVID fatigue, we're just
Yes.
over it. People are over it mentally, physically, emotionally. It's just taking its toll. Number one, because we didn't think we would still be here at this time this year. So we weren't prepared. Right? And so Governor Cooper has decided that, we really have to take another step, which, it could have been worse, but he just modified this extended stay, and which has brought upon some changes that's going to be not only personally, but in the public sector for businesses and things like that. So we just want people to understand we are at another level. Hopefully it will be, we can see a change in the tide in January when we come back and revisit this. But right now, we just got to do what we have to do and try to it at our best ability, And I know a lot of people are upset about the changes and don't understand why. But, my frame of thinking is right now it's about COVID, not about comfort. It's just not. So let's just try to work together so that we can get on the other side of this as soon as possible with less demise and sickness.
And it's all about the greater good.
The greater good.
What can we do to ensure safety for all of us?
Absolutely.
So when does this order take effect? When did it take effect, or when will it take effect?
Actually, today at 5 o'clock.
Today is December 11th,
Yes.
2020.
Today at 5 o'clock is when this ordinance, it will become in effect.
And it will be in effect until when?
January the 11th, I do believe.
January 8th
January 8th, okay.
at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And so we will probably hear by then what else he wants or he's suggesting that we do.
And that's all depends on our behavior and practices.
It depends upon us.
It depends on us.
I got you.
What we have, how we move forward.
Now, Katrina, tell us, which establishments are subject to this nighttime public closure period?
Businesses such as bars, restaurants. In restaurants, they have to adhere to the 10 o'clock curfew. In bars, they have to adhere to the 10 o'clock curfew. However, they have to stop selling alcohol beverages at 9 o'clock. And then there are other places like shopping, department stores, businesses like that. Those places where people actually just shop and eat. Those social things, they put it in that perspective. It's those social places that you don't necessarily have to be there, but it's something you're used to. And so those type of businesses have to be closed and shut down by 10 o'clock. And for those restaurants, they're wondering, well, can my people stay to clean up? Because, just cleaning up after closing all of us who worked in the restaurant business know there's a before opening and a after closing,
That's work.
ritual that you have to do. And so some people will realize, well, can we stay until at least 12 so we can do our, closing? It's just us. But the ordinance is an ordinance and it's for everybody to abide. So if you're used to doing closing activities, you have to adjust your schedule.
Yeah.
You have to, because the mandate is for you to be closed. If you close by 10, you're given the grace period because you're leaving your job that closed
Okay.
at 10.
Okay. Now, are there any exceptions to the nighttime public closure period?
Yes, there are some exceptions. Exceptions such as if you have to go to work, or
Yes.
travel for work, whether you have to go to work or this is the time you're getting off of work and coming home. If you have to get groceries, medications, visit the pharmacy, gas stations are open,
Good.
pharmacies are open, supermarkets are open. Your more popular or populated convenience stores and things like that, that is open for you to have access to something that may be of a necessity at that time. If you have to take care of a loved one or family member or friend or a pet or something like that, that just got to take you out of your ordinary, you still will have some leniency. This is not something to make someone feel confined, that they feel like they just cannot go anywhere, sort of like prison, maybe. It's not for that purpose. It's for the purpose of protection, but you do have the right to take care of things that is, important to you and what's going on at the time.
Now, when must a restaurant stop serving food to patrons?
Again, that is something that the management or the particular establishment needs to work out with their employees. I suggest they do it as soon as possible because it's 10 o'clock this evening. And so I just work with the employees. Make sure that you inform your customers. If this is something that requires a reservation, just change the times that you can reserve your reservations and make sure that you have a specific cutoff time for this is when the last time we're going to take an order. And when that time for the last time you take an order, that's when you start your cleaning up and closing activities. Now, places like fast food restaurants, they can still remain open after 10. And people who are individual establishments that deliver food.
Okay.
However, the lobby, the dining area, all of that is done at 10 o'clock, just a drive-through and delivery.
Okay. Wow. So I can see why you all wanted to really emphasize this because this is important.
It's important and it affects everyone.
It
No
does.
one is immune from this ordinance. We just want to make sure everyone understands and respects it.
Yeah. And are there other safety things we need to think about now, especially during the upcoming holidays that just keep coming along?
There are so many things that we need to think about, and not actually think about, but just pretty much practice. Vanessa, I'm so sorry, but Rebecca can share some information to you about when we're together with our families and how we can practice safer
Yeah,
practices.
absolutely. The message still has not changed. We're in the work, the vaccinations are in the works. I don't know if you guys have seen Mandy Cohen and Governor Cooper speaking about that. But until that is put in place, our most important defense against, community spread and against the virus is remembering our 3 W's. Remember to wash your hands, wait 6 feet apart, and most importantly, your mask.
Yep.
Wear a face mask. If you must gather, especially in, like family settings, congregate settings, things like that, some things to keep in mind, especially if you're like gathering, to share a meal with anybody or things like that, especially with Christmas coming up, we just got through Thanksgiving. Try and have like one person serve food. Use disposable plates, napkins, things like that. So, it cuts down on the amount of people using dishes, using, forks, sharing items and things like that. If you can, if weather permits, try and congregate outside, so you can, spread out a little bit. Maybe consider doing virtual gift exchanges. Maybe you could have something delivered to your loved ones, and you guys can video chat and open things together. There's multiple different ways that we can, stay safe this holiday season. And again, just driving home that our 3 W's are our most important defense here at this point in time against COVID. That message has not changed. And it's really, this time of year when we want to be with family and congregate and enjoy our holiday season, where we really need to dig in our heels here and remember these important wellness practices so that, 2021 is not a repeat of 2020.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you for sharing that, Rebecca. And those are great ideas and different tips that we can use during the holiday season, but moving past the holiday season as well. And so since we're talking about Christmas time and, presents and gifts and all of those fun things that we all look forward to, then we look at shopping and people out in the community shopping and doing the things that is just a wonderful time of the year, just a joyful time of the year. And we have to just think about how can we do this, still continue to share these, routines or traditions, but how can we do it in a safer way? Mm-hmm. And so we just, some suggestions that I've heard and that I would like to share is instead of doing face-to-face, personal, literally going in the store and things like that, shop online and have it delivered to your home or somewhere that the package would be safe and from theft or even from COVID exposure. Do what we used to do: send cards, send letters, things that just make it even more personal. I love receiving our holiday letter from family. This particular family would send what they've done, things they've done through that year. And it's just so warm and welcoming. And so now's the time for us to kind of get back to what really mattered. And and that's us and each other and how we treat each other and what we really get out of the holiday season and the joy of giving. So please, I just ask you to be, careful and cognizant of what you're doing, how you're doing about it, and how it would affect others. If you want more information, you can go on the CDC website, you can go on the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services website, and they have a vast amount of information and tips and things that could help us just motivate ourselves to just do the right thing. And we're super duper excited, and we from the bottom of our hearts, we would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and a safe holiday season. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.